Hi everyone, we are back and are ready for Module 2 in our assessment course. I hope you're doing well. Just a few reminders at the beginning of each time. First, don't forget those testing checkouts. Those links are in Blackboard under syllabus, and so you can fill out and sign up for the different tests as you would like to check them out. Please don't forget your field assignment / journal, where that assignment is at the top of the online classroom, where each time you give assessments, you're going to put the date and the times that you assessed and then reflect briefly on the process. And then don't forget to be thinking about your clinical unit in chalk and wire that will be due as your final. So it's something that you want to be thinking about all along as you work with your student and assess them. Again, don't forget to look ahead, especially if you have a light week or if you have some free time. I just encourage you to look ahead at the list of things to do so that a big assignment doesn't suddenly pop up and you're like, oh, we only have a few days to do this. Okay, be sure that you look ahead so that you have enough time for what you need to be able to complete it. You need to, during this time, read the preface through Chapter 3 of your Kilpatrick text, Assessing, Preventing, and Overcoming Reading Difficulties. You will have some homework on your Sunday assignment for this, so you'll want to be sure and get that read. For this module, we are going to be looking at the Dyslexia Resource Guide, and I know that you all have dug into that a bit in 6347. And so we're going to dig into it some more, and we are going to be working in certain sections. I will tell you that if you have not read the first 3 sections, I would highly encourage you to do that if that's something that you haven't looked at before. It should just remind you about the definition of dyslexia and those early indicators. You got that from your foundations course. Response to intervention is something that should be happening in your school, but this is a good reminder. And then we're going to tackle initial screening, level 1, and level 2 screening right here at the beginning. So looking at initial screening is where we're going to start out for this module. So we're going to get to page, sorry, I know I'm flying by, 13. And this is where we want to be. Initial screening is the first step in identifying if we have kids at risk for learning difficulties. These initial screeners should be short, informal probes to help us identify if there are kids that are at risk or with some of these characteristics or at risk for not meeting this grade level standards. The state now requires this initial screening for all K through 2 students, and then you can assess or request assistance for any child, including grades 3 and up. Okay, so in the initial screening, you have to be sure that you are screening these 6 areas: phonological and phonemic awareness, sound symbol recognition, alphabet knowledge, decoding skills, rapid naming, and encoding skills. Okay, so you have to be sure all of those parts are covered. Here is that law that is in place about who all has to be screened or should be screened. The exemptions are a student that already has a dyslexia diagnosis, or if there is a sensory impairment like hearing or blindness. Okay, and this gives you some more information that you might I would suggest that you read through. What I want you to do is to look at this table here, because this is where I am going to work from with you. So you want to be sure that you have assessments for every piece of what is to be assessed. Okay? So for phonological and phonemic awareness, we can use DIBELS, the kindergarten first sound fluency, and in kindergarten, the phoneme segmentation fluency. So you'd have to go in there and get the kindergarten ones to do that with. And so you are going to be practicing DIBELS on a student this week. And I am going to show you where that is listed. And at the very least, you need to be sure that I think if we just complete the first sound fluency and the phoneme segmentation fluency, for this piece, we're fine. Okay? So I will go make a note in your assignment that that's what I want you to do. First sound fluency, phoneme segmentation fluency. Okay? Alphabet knowledge we can also do through DIBELS in the letter naming fluency, which is in grades K through 1. Your school may have these other assessments that you use, but DIBELS is one that should be universal. Hopefully it's something that you are familiar with, but if not, you will be. Sound symbol recognition is assessed in DIBELS nonsense word fluency and correct letter sounds, and that's given in K2. And decoding is given in nonsense word fluency, whole words read, and the oral reading fluency. So this is K2, this is 1 through 6. Rapid naming is done through the ARRAN, and I'm going to be showing you how to administer the ARRAN. So you're going to know how to give DIBELS, you're going to know how to give ARRAN, and then in coding, they have several listed here, but the one that I prefer is Word Journeys, Developmental Spelling Analysis, the DSA. And so I will be showing you, and you'll be practicing the DSA. Okay? So for all of these areas, we are going to do DIBELS, ARRAN, and DSA. Okay? So, and we will talk about which DIBELS you're going to pick. Let's start there. Okay, so I have a link for you in Blackboard. Sorry, I'm clicking a lot. This link is under your Module 2, and in Blackboard there is a link that says DIBELS. In here, you will find printable packets, videos, student booklets, and then these are analysis forms, okay, that will that you'll use to see if your student is on grade level. Now, let me go back so that you are not confused. DIBELS is supposed to be given on grade level. So we would only be giving this first sound fluency test and the phoneme segmentation fluency test to a kindergartner. And that's why it's marked K here, because it's only given in the kindergarten. Okay? Now, if you have someone that is just so incredibly low that for their DIBELS they can't do anything at their grade level, I don't think that there is a problem with going to some of the lower levels just to see what they can do. But as far as what is correct and what is the way the assessment was made so that we can be reliable, so that we can ensure reliability and validity, we need to be sure that we're doing it the way that it's written. So first sound fluency and phoneme segmentation fluency would be kindergarten. Letter naming fluency is kindergarten or first grade. Sound symbol recognition is nonsense word fluency and correct letter sounds. That's K1 and 2. Decoding, nonsense word fluency, whole words read, that's K1 and 2. Oral reading fluency, that's grades 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay? And then ARAN we give to everyone, and word journeys we can give to everyone. Okay? So very important that you're giving the test based on the student that you're working with. Also, if you are giving this test, then you should be giving it at the end of the year, so the grade that they just completed. So it would be the ones that are labeled with a 3 at the top, and that will make sense when you watch the Dibbles videos. The ones with a 3 at the top at the grade that they just completed. Now, one thing that I have said is, if this is something that you have done a lot in your classroom, and it's something that you can get access to and upload that, if you have done this assessment with a child and can have access to it to be able to submit it as this assignment, that is perfectly fine with me. I just need to see that you know how to give Dibbles. Okay? So kind of keep that in the back of your mind. Okay, so in here, these are your printable packets that you will go to and you will print out. My internet speaks slow, I apologize. You'll print out the packets based on grade level. I have videos in here that show you how to give and score every assessment. Okay, and then data analysis forms are in here. This would be a good thing for us to talk about in the analysis piece or in administration if you have any difficulties for our Zoom time this week. Okay, so you're going to give Dibbles and you are going to scan and upload here the completed scored Dibbles and give me a brief analysis of that assessment. Okay, brief is less than a page. Okay, then I have a video here teaching you how to give the ARAN. This is a link to the ARAN assessment as well as directions again. Okay, then you are going to give that assessment, scan and upload your results that is completely scored, and again, brief analysis, less than a page of this assessment. And then you're going to give the DSA, which is probably the most complicated of the 3 assessments. And this video shows you how to do that. This link takes you to all of the forms that you will need for the DSA, as well as reminding you of directions. It's trying to open, but it's struggling. There it goes. So you have all these directions, and then it gets to the forms. And then the DSA, you're going to scan everything that the student has taken and that you've scored, along with a brief analysis. For this assessment, if you do not have access to a child yet, it is not as critical. I would be fine if you assessed anybody. Just tell them to make errors on purpose so that you would have practice scoring because your children are going to make errors. Okay, so for this assignment, you can use anyone, child through adult. Okay, I just want you to have practice with the assessment. And I have put that on your assignment. It can be from this previous school year. If you have them, you can upload them, or any age. Okay, so that is what is due. That is Module 1. Let's see if there's anything we missed here. Okay, this lists your homework. Always do Thursday and Sunday. So Thursday, you will have Dibbles, AR Ran, and the DSA due. And those links, I just showed you where those were in Blackboard. And then don't forget to be reading in your Kilpatrick text and looking ahead. If you have questions, don't forget our Zoom, or you can always email me or text me. Thanks.